Hey guys, Garney here. How you doing today? Welcome to part 2 of my series around my journey on keto and fasting. Guys, today's topic is about fasting. Yeah, fast. It's a 4-letter word. Yeah, we can laugh and joke about it all day long, but it's a wonderful thing that goes along. First, before I get started, I want to say thank you to all my friends and supporters out there on this journey that I'm taking. I hope I'm helping. I hope I'm inspiring. I hope I'm giving you some tools. Thank you all for all your support on my first video. I know it's low quality, so I'm going to re-upload that. So thank you all for supporting that one. I'll put up a higher quality video on the why and what is this journey I'm on for fasting and keto. The other thing I wanted to share with you is I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not whatever you want to call it. I don't work in the medical field. These are all research and findings that I am sharing, and it's my opinion, and it's working for me. But before you get started on anything that you would take from any of my videos around this journey, I recommend you do talk to your doctor or your dietitian or your nutritionist or whoever, because when you start changing up your life and your lifestyle, it's important that you have someone who's been there who can give you advice on what's going on. So let me talk about fasting. Well, what is it again? Real quick, it is, going without food. But it's more than that. It's more than just going out, people say, oh, it's starving, right? No. Starving means you don't have access to food. Yeah. You're not starving. I'm sorry, you have access. It's a choice that you make. Fasting is a choice. Fasting is, for me, out of my research, it's all about rest and recovery. And here's why it's rest and recovery. Fasting is the ability for your body to not process foods. See, every time you eat, you're not fasting. Duh. But if you're sleeping for 8 hours, did you know that you are fasting? In a way? Sleeping is a recovery and resting time, right? But what if you could do it while you're awake? Why can't you extend that time period that your body can rest and recover beyond just sleeping? Fasting allows you to do that. Plus, fasting's in our cultures all over the place. Think about all the major religions and faiths around the world. They all practice fasting. Like Muslims, Ramadan, for a month, sun up, sun down, right? We in the Christian faith, especially when I was growing up Catholic, we had fasting days, right? Yeah, go without on a Friday. Think about the Jewish cultures. Think about the Hindus and the Buddhists. Fasting is a part of our religious and faith. So it's a spiritual journey. But that's not the only reason why I'm doing it. While it is spiritual, while it is a wonderful thing for me, I came across this because my doctor recommended it. This book by Dr. Jason Fung, a kidney specialist out of Toronto, was looking for a way to basically stop type 2 diabetes. How can you stop type 2? And so he wrote this book, and based on his findings, it's about fasting. Keto happens to be part of it too, but it really is focused on fasting, resting and recovering your body. When you eat, you're producing insulin. And that everybody after you eat a really big meal, what are you? Tired. That's because it takes a lot of energy from your body for many, many hours to digest, process, and to, leverage that dietary food that you've just taken in. It's taxing. Now, what if you ate 6 meals a day? Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. Your body is constantly digesting. Your body's constantly moving to take care of that dietary food. Well, what if you just stopped eating? What is your body doing? Well, your body's not shutting down. It's smarter than that. That's why we have fat, right? That's why fat's there. It's emergency energy. But what's more important here is that when you're fasting, your body's not digesting. Your body's not processing that food. Your body's doing something else. It's recovering and resting. And that's we could use a lot less stress in our lives. Why don't we help it along by doing fasting? And let me talk about the two different, if there's 3 types of fast that I do. First and foremost is the easy one. That's a timed one. My wife and I are doing this, and this worked out for us. It's called intermittent fasting. It's a daily fast, not a long-term fast. It's a daily controlled fast. And that means, for example, we do what we call an 18-6, an 18/6 fast. And that means for 18 hours out of the day, we don't eat. No calories. Yeah, no, not even creamers or sugars inside our coffee in the morning. I'm sorry, that's it. For 18 hours, we go with just either water or we go without. That's it. And then from 12 to 6, we feast. And we eat. Basically, we get all our calories during that 6-hour window. So in a 24-hour day, 6 of it is only for eating. And the rest of the 18 hours, we're allowing our bodies to rest and to recover. Now, my wife, she's watching her carbs. I won't call it low carbs, but she's watching her carbs, which means that she is watching how much carbs she's taking in. But the best part is she's lost 30 pounds in 6 months. She still has her favorite foods. She still goes out with friends. Love it. It's working for it. But what's helping her a lot is she's only eating during a specific time window, which is wonderful, and it's helping her out. For me, I do the 18-hour fast. I tried. There are some people who do 1 meal a day, which means it's a 23 one feast. I just, 1 meal a day. Some people can do it. Great. I tried it, done it for a long period of time. Just wasn't for me. You got to listen to your body. And then there are people who do what they call 42 and 6, which means they'll go for 42 hours without eating, and they'll eat within a 6-hour window. There's others that go along with it, but you get the idea. You're focusing on a set time of window or set window of time to eat, and the rest of the time you are resting and recovering. The other one is extended fast. Extended fast means you go without any calorie intake for long periods of time. That means you go 3, 4, 5, up to 7 days without eating. Now, yes, there are people who go beyond 7 days and things like that, but those should be medically monitored and things like that. But if you look at it, fasting for 3, 4, 5, up to 7 days is possible. It really is. Extended fast, and a lot of people are going, well, that's where everybody's worried. It's like, I don't know if I could do that. Well, I bet you could. In fact, I bet you would find some benefit out of it. But again, it's a mental game. It's more mental than you can think. In fact, it's actually proven that hunger, or the hunger pains or pangs that you get, is more mental than it is a physical issue. Your body knows how to take care of itself. And there's research out there. Just go out there and look at it. There's arguments, and there's people who... It's the internet. They're going to tell you what you're going to want. You're going to find what you're going to want to find. But the people I'm listening to, the people I'm taking, they've actually documented and have research that says, look, your hunger pains is more mental than it is a physical issue. Your body knows how to deal with it. You got fat stores. Don't worry. You could last 7 days without food. Yeah, weird, huh? But again, you got to train for it, and that's this: training your mind, not your hat, your mind, for that. My longest I've gone is 6 days, and I listened to my body and I broke it. Now, what's really important for all of these fasts, and I'll get to the third one here in a moment. What's really important for all of these fasts are and will be electrolytes. Electrolytes are important. No, I am not asking you to go buy and invest in Gatorade or Powerade or anything else like that. Because when you look at the bottles and you read the contents of what's in the ingredients for those things, it's a chemistry exam. And I'm sorry if I can't pronounce it, or if I don't remember it, and it's not something that I can look at and say I'm comfortable with, I'm not bringing it into this body anymore. But electrolytes are focused on really 3 major areas. One is magnesium, the other one is potassium, and the other one is sodium chloride, salts. So let me talk about how I deal with it every day, especially if I'm doing an extended fast, or my third one, my fat fast, which I'll talk about in a moment here. Electrolytes are so important that your body needs it, and your body will tell you that it's without electrolytes. Have you ever had a headache that, if you haven't eaten in a while, you got some headaches and things like that? Well, sometimes it's electrolytes driven, right? What if you've done a lot of activities in the yard and you worked out and you got headaches and you're dehydrated? That's also electrolytes. It's important that you have these electrolytes. There's other people out there who could tell you more reasons why, but electrolytes from magnesium, potassium, and salts are important. So how do I get them? Well, every night I take some magnesium citrate, about 500 milligrams. You can buy this off the shelf. I just take 500 milligrams at night before I go to bed. And the reason being is that there's the other side effect of magnesium. It is a calming agent. And boy, I get some great sleep at night. Great sleep when I take my magnesium. I know the night that if I'm staying awake at night and I can't sleep or anything else like that, it is because I don't have my magnesium with me. Now, the other one is potassium. Well, potassium could kill you if you take too much of it. That's what my doctor said. But to make sure I'm getting good electrolytes in small amounts, I take this product called New Salt. And basically, I take a little ramekin dish and I pour some salt in it, New Salt, and I take that with water. Now, I don't sit there and I pour half the container in there. I just pour enough to where, let's say, I'm salting tortilla chips. That's probably the best way of explaining it. How much salt do you put on tortilla chips? That's how much I take about 2 or 3 times a day. I poured a little bit of potassium chloride in a little ramekin dish, and I chase that down with some water. Also, thirdly, is I take sodium through what I call Himalayan salt or pink salt. Himalayan salt is available on the shelf too. You could take sea salt or you could take kosher salt, but the important thing here is do not use table salt. In fact, it's recommended to throw away table salt. Just get rid of it. Stop buying it. Stop using it. Use sea salt or kosher salt for your dietary needs. And in fact, what I do is I take the pink Himalayan salt, which is another version, and I use that to, put that in a little ramekin dish and I chase it with water. The reason why I use Himalayan salt is because there's other trace minerals in it that can help me throughout my day. So again, that's what I do. Magnesium at night. I take a ramekin dish 2 or 3 times a day with some potassium chloride and Himalayan salt, and I chase those with water. So let me talk about my third fast, and it revolves around this. That's right. It is what I call a fat fast, and I'm only feeding myself fats. I'll go 3 or 4 days without eating any foods, but the only foods I'm taking in are coffee, water, coffee, MCT oil, and butter, grass-fed butter, and heavy whipping cream. So the recipe I use is 20 ounces of, mug of coffee. So 20 ounces of coffee. I pour in 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter, 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. Now, some people will say, Garney, well, that's a bunch of dairy. Aren't you supposed to, that's inflammatory. Well, guys, I'm only doing 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, 3 tablespoons of butter a day, and it's working for me. If you want to find something else that works for you, great. But here's the thing. MCT goes straight to the bloodstream. Doesn't have to be processed, and that's the energy that I get from that. The butter and the fats in the heavy whipping cream are the fats. It takes a long time for those long chain fats to be broken down, which means I'm satiated longer throughout the day. So I'll take some coffee late morning, I'll take some coffee late lunch, and I'll take the bulletproof coffee in before 6 p.m. because I want to make sure I get some good rest for the night. So that's what I'm doing, guys. That's what I'm drinking during a fat fast, and I'll do that for 4 days is my longest. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I fell off keto. I'm out of keto. I know when I'm out of keto. You find ways that because we celebrated this week, and I had some friends, and we got some crab cakes and calamari, and yeah. So what? That's the best thing about fasting, guys. It helps me get back into ketosis faster. Get it? Since my body's fat adaptive, I can do this. But that's what I'm doing here, guys. Intermittent fasting on a daily side. If I need to get myself back into ketosis, that's a huge thing. I'll do fat fast or the extended fast. But the last thing I want to throw out here is when you do extended fasts, for you, there's this thing called autophagy. And a lot of people who are very, very strict on extended fast and limiting any calorie intake at all are looking for a thing called autophagy. I highly recommend that you look that up. It's a fascinating thing that your body does to itself. Autophagy is, remember I talked about fasting allows your body to rest and recover? Well, autophagy is rebuilding. That's right. Imagine your body being able to not just rest and recover, but rebuild. That's right, rebuild. Autophagy is this capability, your body's amazing power to take that the cells in your body go, you know what? I don't like this piece. This piece is not efficient for me. I don't need it anymore. Get rid of it. It could be excess fat. It could be terrible mitochondria, whatever you want to. I didn't do very well in biology. Let's just put it this way. Things in the cell that it doesn't like, it's going to spit out. And those building blocks, those things that are now out in your bloodstream, that are now in your body, either goes out as waste because it just can't be used, or, here's the other best part, guys, your growth hormones. That's right, growth hormones. Your body starts to increase the production of growth hormones. Now, if that doesn't get you excited, what will? Now, I'm 51. And can you imagine growth hormones kicking back in for me? That means less gray hair. Well, except for this. Less gray. My scars, you know, that my body recovers quickly. My fingernails are stronger. Guys, there's so much that goes on during autophagy that I can't explain it. There are people who talk about a complete rework of their bodies, and it's an amazing thing. I highly recommend you do it. But again, you got to be in the mindset. You got to be willing to do it. You got to know what your goals are. You got to be able to know and read your body. You just can't expect to go at it cold turkey and expect, oh yeah, I'm going to completely rebuild my body, and you're done. It's a journey, guys. And it's just giving your body a chance to rest, recover, and if you guys want to go for the autophagy aspects, rebuild. So guys, this is what I have to share with you on my fasting portion. Why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, what's going on around that. Part 3 will be about the actual keto diet and how I am doing it. And since I'm a traveling professional, I do keto at home and I do keto on the road. And some of you guys are like, what? You could do keto on the road? Absolutely. So again, if you know someone who could use this, I would appreciate if you could share it with them. Again, I'm not making any money on all of this. I don't expect to. I'm just here to share. And I want, if I could help inspire, help you along the way, help you find additional resources, more power to you. Thank you for checking in with me. Thank you for recommending. And thank you for sharing. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, because I do more than just this. I talk about technologies. I try to have fun. I'm going to bring things more and more into my life. So I'm not just a technical geek that's out there. I'm a human being. So I wanted to share all of that with you. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. Have a wonderful one. Peace.